It is May 7th, 12:01 a.m., the end of my sophomore year. And I procrastinate, like, on a lot of things. Like, currently, right now, I'm procrastinating studying for an AP World exam that I have at 8 o'clock tomorrow. I haven't even studied, like, at all for it, like not even a little bit, not even in class. But instead, I'm, like, recording a video of myself, so let's get into it. For over a year, I've been procrastinating on reading this novel called The Wanting Seed by Anthony Burgess. And, I was a really big fan of A Clockwork Orange. I thought that was, like, excellent. So I looked into who is this Anthony Burgess? What other books did he write? And I stumbled upon probably his second most popular book, The Wanting Seed, which came out, I believe, like the same year, the same year as A Clockwork Orange. Or maybe the year after, I don't know. But I'm starting to read it, and it's excellent so far. It's very, let's just say, interesting. Very interesting book. That's all I'm going to say about it. Something that I got was Icelandic Folk Tales, end of 2024. I thought it'd be very interesting. I was at Books A Million. It's like a more affordable Barnes & Noble. I think they're, like, connected somehow. I haven't even read one thing of it, but I have to. I bought it, and I really need to read this book. And to be honest with you, like, it's very interesting. Iceland. You don't hear much about Iceland. I have to read this book. I gotta do it for Bjork. So, yeah. If this book turns out to be a complete waste of my time, then it's not a big deal, honestly. So I should read it. The next book that I have to read is The Importance of Being Earnest. And the thing is, I read The Picture of Dorian Gray in 8th grade, and I remember falling in love with it. I actually wanted to be Dorian Gray at some point in my life. But then I realized that is probably, like, one of the worst things I can do. So I did not pursue that. But I ended up buying this, like, almost 2 years ago. Yeah, literally, like, I think I bought this, like, the last day of my 8th grade year. Or June of the summer going into 9th grade year. And I was like, I'm gonna read it. I think I read maybe, like, 13 pages. Gotta read this. I really have to read this. I gotta do it for Morrissey. Not for Oscar Wilde, but for Morrissey. The same day I purchased The Importance of Being Earnest, I purchased Dream Psychology by Sigmund Freud. And I was like, this looks cool. I love dreaming. I dream every night. Let me read about this. And then, I bought it, and, like, look how small this text is. And it's like, it's like 200 pages, which is not a lot, but considering how small the text is, it is probably 500 pages worth of material if it was actually on normal text. And the thing is, with Freud, I actually tried reading his book, The Interpretation of Dreams, like a few months ago from my school library. And even though there's some interesting stuff in it, I'm not really down with some of the things he likes to use as examples. And if you are a person that reads Freud, you know what I'm talking about. Like, this guy just needs to stop talking about his mom. he needs to talk about like his wife. Or did Freud have a wife? So it turns out she like died. The next book that I have to read is The Discovery and Conquest of Mexico. I've been procrastinating on reading this for like a very, very long time. My dad's always recommending it, and it's like journals from conquistador, from a conquistador, and I find the conquistadors to be very fascinating. I think they might be the most interesting part of non-biblical history. And yeah, I need to read this book. Yeah, it could possibly be the best book of all time. And one of the last books, well, there's many books that I need to read, but one of the last books that I personally own that I haven't read and really need to read is Grand Illusions. This is a book about aliens or demons. Something like that. From what I've heard about this book, it has actually like frightened me, like genuinely. Like some of the here's some cool pictures from the book. I've never read this. I'm kind of spoiling it for myself, I guess, by just looking at the pictures. But this book, yeah, some of this stuff's really weird. I'm not going to show that picture. Let's see, okay, this is cool. Yeah, this is like a book written by Gregory Little, and I think it goes into maybe like summoning UFOs, which if that's a concept that you haven't heard of, then you're like really in for a very, very like interesting rabbit hole. But yeah, I'm kind of afraid to read this book because according to my uncle, it actually like frightened him or frightened someone he knew. And if a book can actually make you feel frightened, then that is definitely something. Don't get me wrong, books like have made me feel strong emotion, whether it's, you know, melancholy or like happy. But there's like never really been a book or like a novel that I've read. Well, this isn't a novel. This is like informative. But there's never really been a book that's made me feel paranoid or like just creeped me out or like I'm creeped out. Like I don't want to go like outside. That's never happened. And I don't really plan on that to happen. But apparently this book is supposed to make you feel that way. And I'm going to test that theory. Another book that I have to read that I got like 1 year ago is a book about Pearl Harbor. I was actually looking for a book about kamikaze pilots because I find them interesting. And the store that I was in, which was like a military store, didn't have any books specifically about kamikaze pilots, which was kind of disappointing because I didn't really want to read a book that was in an American's perspective or in the perspective of America. I wanted to read a book that was in the perspective of a kamikaze pilot. And I have not read this because, to be honest, I mean, I'm sure there's interesting stuff, but this just looks like a AP World textbook, and those are not very fun to look at. Okay, so there's a lot more things I procrastinate on besides just books. I need to like put paint on these. I need to get back into painting. I kind of promised myself that I would, like, a long time ago, and I've kind of attempted to, but I need to get back into it. And now I'm gonna just talk about stuff that I just like to talk about. Written by like a, it was written by like a 10-year-old, and kind of makes sense, but at the same, but I don't mean that in like a rude way. Like it just kind of makes sense. It was written by a 10-year-old. It kind of has a very childish vibe to it, and it was the director's daughter. And what's really cool is the story already had childish vibe. The directing of the film and like the editing and everything takes that childish vibe to an even more extreme level, and it's one of the most unique and beautiful films ever made. So check it out. Okay, so here's like some albums that you should listen to. The first album that you should listen to is The Madcap Laughs by Syd Barrett. Syd Barrett was the original frontman of the band Pink Floyd, which, if you haven't heard of, you're like lying. But you need to listen to this album, The Madcap Laughs. This is actually probably one of the best albums of all time. It's in my top 10, I think. It's absolutely beautiful, and I think it's probably like the most depressing album of all time. Terrapin is I love that song, and that song carries a lot of these songs carry many awesome memories, and very, kind of, reflective memories for me. So I'd say Terrapin's definitely, like, probably that, and Dark Globe is excellent. Here I Go is probably one, I mean, I'm gonna say this a lot, but the song Here I Go is probably like one of the best songs ever written. Yeah, Syd Barrett was, I think, the godfather of lo-fi or psychedelic folk music. He's one of them, at least. Let me just show you this real quick. This is super awesome. He was a great artist and a great painter, a great lyricist, and a great guitarist. So yeah, check it out. You should like stop watching this video and just listen to this album. Listen to his whole entire discography, actually. There's multiple versions of like most of his songs, and each version has something new, and it has something new, and it's equally awesome, and it might be better than the like finalized versions. Like Madcap Laughs is the groom and Pink Moon is the bride. It's yeah, both masterpieces, seriously. I discovered Nick Drake through an excellent artist named Robin Hitchcock, who you should check out. And I wish I had more of his records, but I only have one, and it's Shufflemania, and I don't feel like getting it out right now. And he signed it too. But anyways, this album, I think the best song is Parasite, but the thing is, Pink Moon, the song, like the actual song Pink Moon, it's excellent, and the song Free Ride, Road, Place to Be, Things Behind the Sun, you need to listen to this. You really need to listen to this album. The final thing I will be showing you is this. You can't get this online. If you know me, and if you want one, you'll get it, but I don't know who's watching, and I'm going to assume that you don't know me, so you're probably not going to get one. But this is my band's CD, and Jam of All Colors is the band I am a part of. I am the lead singer and the guitarist. Kendall Baldwin, the keyboard, Jack Moan, the drummer, and Lily Rama, the bass player. Very proud of my band and like the people that are in it. They're very cool musicians. Though all the songs that are currently on Spotify they're kind of mainly just me. And all the songs on the CD are mainly just me. But yeah, you should listen to it. Check it out. It's the inside shows the actual covers that you'll find online. This is the first EP, Salty Breeze, and this is the single that comes with 2 songs. Sarah Was There. This is a compilation of the EP and the single, and those 2 came out, like the EP came out in July of 2025 and the single came out January of this year, 2026. And I combined it. I sent one to Derek Higgins, and he actually talked about it in his channel, and that was awesome. I was like, no way. But yeah, good night.